is it just me, or is it when the father of your kids meets another woman, they switch up? Like, everything can be going good with communication, with interactions. He's seeing the kids jolly. There's nothing like weird about it. And then all of a sudden, he meets a new person and he switches his attitude. All of a sudden, he's no longer available to get his kids. All of a sudden, he's making excuses. He's just like, is it just me who has experienced this? And like, I think a lot of men think we care about the other woman. Like, we do not care. When we left you, we did not want you. So great. But we do want you to be in our kid's life. So when you start switching up on us because you met a new woman, it's a little weird. And I wonder, for the woman, does she not notice it?
So he's not texting you, his text got dry, suddenly he feels more distant, and you are confused because not too long ago, he was all over you. You're emotionally invested at this point, and you only like dating one man at once, so you're holding out hope, waiting for him to text or call. Meanwhile, he could be and probably is dating other women, and you know it deep down. If you're in this situation, let me ask you a question. How is this relationship making you feel? I don't care how you feel about this man and how much you like him. How is he and how is this relationship making you feel? Now, I'm not referring to the fantasy relationship in your head of how good it could be. I'm referring to what it is in reality right now. Are you happy and fulfilled? Is this relationship helping make you your best self? Or are you feeling anxious, stressed out, and confused? And if it's the latter, it's time to detach and probably time to move on, and it's really that simple. I know you're tempted to make excuses for him and to give him the benefit of the doubt. Here's the truth. When a man is inconsistent and hot and cold, that is the clearest signal that he's not that into you. It doesn't matter why he switched up on you. The fact is that he did, and it's not your job to play detective and figure it out. I'm all about healthy, open communication, sure, but the reality is he's probably talking to someone else. So do what you gotta do, but trust your gut on this one and know that you deserve someone who treats you like a priority, not like an option. Someone who makes plans with you, makes you feel safe, and genuinely values your time. And whether you want this man to be obsessed with you or an even better one to come along, I highly recommend you turn all of this time and attention you're pouring into him back into yourself. And trust me, once you do this, you will be shocked at how magnetic you become. Don't settle. I love you, and follow for more tips.
Ladies, when a man switches up on you, and when I say switch up, I mean he goes from being consistent to inconsistent, sis, leave his ass. Don't be sticking around trying to hold a conversation to figure out where his head is at, his mind is at, trying to... Fuck no. Let me tell you something. Men are terrible communicators when it comes to verbal talk, but they know how to communicate through their actions and through code. You ever heard of the brother code, the bro code? They know how to do that very well. So if he's treating you like shit when he used to treat you romantically, leave, no discussion. If he stays out all night or stays out too late, nothing to discuss, leave. If he starts putting the women in his family before you and treating them better than you, leave. Do not tolerate any disrespect. When he was doing the right thing in the beginning, being consistent, don't you allow him to get away with switching up. Leave his ass on sight.
This is the reason why he changed. When you start dating a guy and you feel that there's a flow, he's texting you, he's calling you, he's taking you out on dates. He's very consistent in his behavior. But then after week 6, he's changing. He doesn't call as often. When you text him, he leaves you on read, and he forgets to send you goodnight texts. And you don't understand why he changed. What happened? The truth is, he didn't really change. This is the time he's actually showing his true self. That's why I always say we're strict with giving your energy to a man in the beginning. Because when a man meets a woman, he likes her and he probably wants to sleep with her, but he doesn't know yet in which category he wants to put her. So all he does is trying to make a good impression. He puts his best foot forward. He's trying to show you consistency. He's trying to show you that he's interested in you. But once he realizes that it's just not you, he doesn't need to try anymore. Because now you've just become a liability to him. There's nothing to lose. And instead of you trying to jump through magic hoops to make him interested again, be glad that this happened. At least now you know it's not going to be him. So all you need to do is to move on to the next one.
Here's the real reason why his feelings are changing overnight. A lot of women don't want to admit this, but There's a difference between his feelings changing and the situation changing, okay? A lot of guys, when they like you one week and they're acting like a doofus the next, their feelings might be the same. Believe it or not, their feelings might be the same. The problem is the situation has changed. Now, what do I mean by that? The context is built up between you two, meaning the things have layered and layered to the point where there's too much pressure. So all the talking, the consistency, the texting, even if he's the one doing it, the hooking up, meeting his friends or family, being on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dates, all that adds up. And you're not just some basic girl he met on Tinder anymore or on a dating app. There's some substance there, and he has to answer to it. Basically, he likes the idea of you. He likes the idea of a relationship, but not the actual relationship.
Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about why do men change in relationship. So I've put the TikTok videos together so that you watch and learn, and I'm just here to share my true sense, like what I think about today's video. Okay, so whether it's sudden losing interest, okay, acting different, or shifting from being warm and loving to cold and distance, this change can leave you confused, frustrated, and even hurt. In this video, we're going to break down the reasons behind this behavior and how you can navigate it without losing yourself. So let's get into it. In the beginning stages of relationship, everything feels exciting, new, and thriving. Both partners, including men, tend to be on their best behavior during this honeymoon phase. There's a lot of effort being put in, a lot of romantic gestures, and everything seems perfect. However, this phase can't last forever. Once the initial excitement wears off, some men may begin to switch because they are no longer driven by the same adrenaline, okay? They might become more relaxed or their true self starts showing. Another reason men might switch is due to the fear of vulnerability. As a relationship deepens, emotional closeness increases. For some men, this glowing intimacy can feel overwhelming or uncomfortable, especially if they haven't been used to being emotionally vulnerable before. The closer they get, the more they fear being hurt or rejected, so they might distance themselves or act differently to protect their emotions. Sometimes men change because they start feeling the pressure of relationship expectations. As the relationship moves forward, they might begin to feel like they are expected to commit more or take on responsibilities they are not ready for. This pressure can cause them to switch because they are uncertain about their future in the relationship or fear they can't live up to these expectations. Another reason could be growing disconnect emotionally. If a man feels like his emotional needs are not being met, he may start to switch off or distance himself. Men need emotional connection just as much as women do, even though the society often teaches them to hide those needs. If communication or connection is lacking, he might begin to pull back, seem colder or more indifferent than before. There is also infamous grass is greener syndrome. Some men, when they start to feel uncertain or restless in a relationship, might begin to wonder if there is someone else out there who could be a better fit. This doesn't necessarily mean he wants to cheat, but the curiosity can lead him to emotional distance himself or seem less engaged. This shift is often a sign of deeper insecurity or confusion about what he really wants. It's possible that a man switches simply because he has a lot of interest or realize that the compatibility is not there. This can be painful truth to face, but sometimes people grow apart. Instead of communicating clearly, some men withdraw emotionally and act differently, hoping that the person will pick up on it and take the initiative to end things. So, what should you do if you notice that the man you're dating is switching? The most important thing is open communication. Sit and ask him about his feelings and why he's been acting differently. Sometimes just having that conversation can help you bring a clarity a way forward, whether it's working through issues or deciding it's time to move on. Remember, his switch is not always a reflection of your worth. People change for various reasons, and it's important to prioritize your own emotional well being in any relationship. So, sometimes you can be dating a person, and this person you're dating, once they meet another person, like once they start cheating with another lady, you easily are going to see the changes in a man. Like he will stop doing what they're doing, they'll stop concentrating on you, he'll stop communicating, he'll stop coming home early, or maybe if you're not staying together, he will stop um coming to see you. He will just be giving excuses. You ask him on the phone what's going on. No, babe, I've been busy. You know these things. So just know that this man, he started seeing that other person. They switch completely code. Okay, that just being code on you. You don't understand it. You see it, you cry, you do whatsoever. They don't feel pity. Okay, they don't. So there's this story which I want also to tell you is that there's this people, a couple which got married. So they got married in 2 weeks' time. They were in long distance relationships. Okay, so the man went to his country. The lady remained in the country waiting for them or the whole process so that they start living together. After just reaching the honeymoon phase is still fresh, this man goes back to his country and this lady remains. This man, upon just reaching there, he started telling this lady that he can't go on with this relationship. After saying the vows, after everything, you get my point. So he just suddenly changed from nowhere. The girl couldn't even believe it. Like, are you the same person who was telling me you love me? What have I done? Try to ask, you don't become answers. Say it, no, we are not compatible. No, we are not. But why did you rush, bro? Like to get married to me? I didn't force you to marry me. You get my point. But it was so sad. She went into much depression. She was depressed. So at least she had to seek help. She went to a therapist and she got her help. Now she's okay and she's fine at least. Yeah, but it was a very sad, sad story to hear. So heartbreaking. I know how it feels, especially if you go beyond marriage. Like, that's too much now. It's too much. Like, we had all the chances when we were getting engaged, we had the chances to say no, but you just wish to break my heart after our wedding day. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next episode. Bye.